There is an endless number of interesting things on the internet, but many objects and phenomena for one reason or another remain unnoticed. Therefore, I have collected several amazing things especially for you, so sit down and get ready for incredible facts. Many people know about the Japanese cat cafe, but what about the fish cafe? In the Vietnamese cafe Econ, guests must leave their shoes at the door, and not only because of the tradition of Vietnam. The owner Nguyen Duoc Hao decided to bring something new when he repaired the dining hall. He flooded the floor with water by 20 centimeters and launched 200 goldfish and a few more hundreds of fish. The water is constantly filtered and cleaned, and visitors can enjoy drinks or food while the fish swim around their feet. And you could relax here. At first glance, this stone seems unnoticeable, but an archaeologist or a watchman will understand that one blow on it will reveal something amazing. This amazing black stone is actually natural glass obsidian, which is formed due to rapid cooling of lava. Obsidian is sharper than surgical scissors, and Indians used it when creating weapons. Although it is only a little heavier than ordinary glass, obsidian can also break and even cause blindness. So be careful. This mutant is called Knickers Holstein Friesian. This is one of the largest breeds of dairy cows. Its height is 190 centimeters, and it weighs 1.5 tons, a little more than a Toyota Corolla. He was so huge because he reached an adult age. Most of his brothers killed their breeds at about 4 years old. And this giant also escaped death because he simply did not fit into the processing machine. In the end, Knickers Holstein Friesian bought Australian farmer Joe Pearson for $400. He teaches other bulls on the farm how to behave correctly. It is definitely better not to joke with such a bull. Videos with various objects that are pressed by a huge hydraulic press have long become popular on the internet. But I'm sure you've never seen this. Hot metal is squeezed under the press to expand its core. This is a common practice, but it still looks amazing. The reason why it seems as if the metal is glitchy, as in some game, is related to simple science. When the press hits for the first time, the force destroys the thin, slimy surface of the metal, and it reproduces a fresh layer under it. The sparking effect is a new iron oxide that reacts with the air through oxidation. Doesn't it remind you of a stabbing in the hand? The ocean occupies about 71% of the planet, but some say that we know less about life underwater than about space. In the dark depths of the ocean, there are many strange and amazing creatures, and the octopus grimpatefs are one of the most cute. These, similar to Pokémon, sea animals, live up to 3 meters deep and feed on small cockroaches and worms. Grimpatefs are the names of 18 different species, and all of them look like an elephant Dumbo who has learned to swim. And a little more underwater wonders. Have you seen how the Octinia moves? In this video, the Octinia decided to suddenly fly, but not for a walk, but to hide from the predator sea star, which got too close. Due to their unusual appearance, many forget that Octinia are actually non-spinal animals, not plants. Most of them move so slowly that it is almost imperceptible. But some can even fly like this. Imagine that you came across such a waterfall going for a walk. Such a phenomenon is real, and it can be found in the Yosemite National Park in California. In fact, this is not fire. Sorry if I disappointed you. This waterfall is called the Horse's Tail, and every year on the second week of February, the setting sun is reflected in such a way that it seems as if the water is fiery. This event, known as the Firefall, attracts entire crowds of photographers every year. So you will have to come earlier if you want to shoot this scene from a successful angle. There are different types of art, and some people are so talented that sometimes you wonder how they do it. Look at these glasses of artist Lorenz Stampa, who is engaged in the technique of merino. Glasses of different colors merge together in a certain way. As a result, it turns out to be such a buhanka, and if you cut it, there will be a drawing inside. The most difficult work of Stampa is the reproduction of Madonna in the Rocks by Leonardo da Vinci, a real forbidden cake. This magnificent clay work is the work of Gonchar Dino McCrane, who creates psychedelic ceramics. For each such thing, dozens of layers of multicolored clay are required, and each block tightly adjoins each other so that the clay can be cut and see such drawings. This is similar to the method of creating some candies, but these masterpieces are not edible. One block can last up to 2 months, but they can be burned immediately because they definitely do not need any additional decorations. When you see something like this, you might think that this is some kind of other dimension or a world where stones have become material. In fact, these are incredible sculptures created by the artist Jose Manuel Castro Lopez, who is capable of removing any stone from waves to pebbles. Of course, Lopez does not have any superpowers, but he has a lot of patience because it seems that hours of hard work go to every light sculpture. Manuel Lopez is not the only one who has learned to command stones. Look at these incredible installations of the French sculptor and self-taught Roman Langua. They look like stones are torn to pieces, and inside them there is liquid gold. For this, Langua uses stretched bronze for these cut stones, which seem to be hidden and internal energy flows. I even want to break the cake and see if there is anything like this in it. Tired of dropping your smartphone and discharging for repair or replacement of the screen? One extremely smart German student engineer seems to have found a solution for you. Philipp Frenzel developed this mobile pillow in 2018. The case feels when the phone falls and immediately exposes mechanical teeth that do not allow the phone to touch the floor, no matter which side it falls. This mechanism will definitely solve a couple of problems. But if these legs are activated in your pocket when you move, it will be a completely different story. Perhaps you have a cool city, but have you ever wandered through the streets of a giant minotaur with a torch? This mythical monster passed through the French city of Toulouse on the first days of November 2018, and then followed by a giant animatronic spider that looks even scarier. These huge creatures, known as Ariane and Asterion, did not come out of the portal to another world. No. They were part of a show called The Keepers of the Temple, which was organized by the theater troupe La Machine. About 600,000 people looked at giant machines that rose above buildings, and live music was playing nearby. I would definitely like to see such a dream. Many people have allergies. When spring comes, the eyes begin to scratch, the nose is flowing, and the nose pads quickly run out. But nothing will prepare you for such an abundance of dust. This video of the explosion of dust became viral in 2018. The resident of New Jersey decided to find out what would happen if he crashed into a tree on an excavator after he saw how much dust there was on the branches. Plants produce much more dust than is needed to increase the chance of reproduction after getting into the air. Especially a lot of dust appears after a long, cold winter. With this, pills are useless. Sometimes it is most pleasant to look at the simplest processes. You do not believe? Look at how this bowl is cut. This carving is done by Amy Grieg. She uses a rotating technique to create absolutely symmetrical and smooth bowls. In order to make a bowl of the desired shape from wood, it takes a lot of skill and patience, as well as a special mechanical machine. It even hypnotizes. Squid can change their color to merge with the surrounding environment and scare off predators. But how do they do it? If you have trypophobia, I advise you to turn away now. Oddly enough, this is what the skin of a dead squid that someone found lying in the sun looks like. This gives you the opportunity to study their superpowers. Small circles are bags of chromatophores, which are controlled by tiny muscles. They can turn red or brown. When the brain dies, they turn white, but some continue to work, generating this effect. Not everyone can ride a skateboard, but the boss from Boston, Matt Tomasello, has brought this skill to the present day. He creates skateboards that transform in the air. Tomasello adds different abilities to his skateboards. They can open or spin. When you look at how Tomasello creates his tricks, you understand how much skill a skateboarder requires for them to move smoothly. With what attempt will you be able to guess what kind of strange object it is? What is it? A pea that has become a mutant, or maybe a giant goat? In fact, this is the largest single-celled organism on the planet, and it is called a pea. Yes, this is all one single cell. It is also called the eye of a sailor or a water bubble. These strange green things are found in tropics and subtropics, where marine life depends on them. But in addition, this is just a useless bubble. Some believe that the dollar that fell behind the couch is a good find, but it is not as good as the find of one fisherman who caught this lobster in Canadian Brunswick in 2017. Robin Russell could not believe his eyes when he noticed this beautiful lobster in the middle of brown corals. Such a color happens to only one lobster out of 100 million. This is the result of a genetic mutation that causes a lack of pigment in the shell. Russell called the lobster a lucky one and gave it to the scientific center in New Brunswick. It turns out that an unusual appearance can save you from a hot pan. What interested you most? Tell me in the comments under the video, and thanks for watching. See you soon.